Welcome, everyone. We are live, and today we're talking about face, facts, physiognomy, assessment. What are we talking about? I guarantee you will be doing some personal research after this. We'll be right back. Welcome back, and here's my co-host, Sheryl Isenhour. Welcome to our show. How are you today?
Vertical and no dirt, which makes it a good day for anybody.
Yes, absolutely. And my condolences go out to some of your friends that have passed away in the last week. It's been a rough week for you, I know, and I thank you that you're here for us, the audience. And today we are going to talk about face, facts, what's physiognomy, and disc assessment. We're kind of doing an anatomy kind of shows lately. I mean, last week we started with shoes, and today we're talking about your face and facts. And it's just so much to say, and I want to get in really quick and explain what physiognomy means real quick, and that's just a scientific name for face reading. And from a face reading perspective, eyes indicate wariness, nose about support, and ears reveal independence. And those are just little, and every feature and every line in your face is a physical embodiment of mental, emotional, and spiritual patterns and habits of its own. Your face is a visual metaphor of your life, which is very interesting. I highly recommend that you go and search that out and realize that our face is a roadmap to our life. You know, when we are young till when we get older. I mean, when we lose people and the things we go through, it's just that it's such a roller coaster. But your face is a map to the things you've been through, and and you can also prevent some worry lines and things like that. So, highly recommend that you realize that your face speaks to the world, and we all look at people's face, and we know that that person's had a hard life or these different things, and we it just matches up. And on a level of scientifically in criminal justice and stuff, they use the patterns of a person's life to know. And I could even tell you, like the little creases in your mouth are little secrets and things that you keep very buried inside. Like my lips, my lower lips height is bigger than my top lip, which explains that I don't like to talk about me personally. And so there's just a lot of different things that you can find out about yourself. But the thing is that sometimes we don't like the things that are about ourselves. And this disc assessment that Cheryl can tell you about is also a way to either love or understand yourself and then taking it from there. So, Cheryl?
Yeah, I've been working with DISC for, well, longer than we really want to discuss at this moment, but I have gone as far in becoming an assessor as I can do. So I think I've got it down pretty good. The thing about it is what it does, it helps you with your personality and your behaviors. It reads what you are. You have a core, and then as our core never changes, we tend to alter it. So, but just one thing to put down, if you get scared or mad, you always go back to your core. And so you know where my disc sits. So my core uh, is a high D. So I come out on that. But the thing about it, if you know your disc, many times you're able to read other people's by the way they are. You can place them in the disc just like you can with the face and the other things. But this is working with more of the movements with the inner spot where you're working with the face at this time. And just I want to stick something in on the face. You get as old as I am, your roadmap gets we get a lot of roads. So we've been a long ways.
Well, the fact is I've taken your DIS assessment, and I know that there's some things I still waffle or volley, which I think would bring me to a different disc itself. But then again, those are things that I can realize within myself that I'm still working out to figure out which side of the coin I want to be in that. And so, again, same thing with your face and facing the facts. That's why we got it face facts, is that we need to learn who we are and what our core is, and how we see the world in order to relate to others and to change the things we do not like within ourselves. Would you
Well,
agree?
I do, but when you're looking at a disc, just FYI knowledge, a disc is telling you basically more of what other people see. You're answering the questions, but it's what other people see. So a lot of times, if you've done everything correctly, if you see something, a lot of times a statement that's like, "Oh no, that does not work." A lot of times, that's what other people are seeing. It's not what you think; it's what you're portraying to the world and the part they see, like your facial features.
Cheryl, being a dyslexic person, that really screws me up now. I mean, like, what the heck? It's like if you're driving a truck and you got a trailer in the back and you want to go right, but you really got to go left. And that's really kind of the way I would do things. But then I realized, no, but then I got to rethink it the other way. So I'm really screwed with that answer.
One day, let me know. Me and you'll go over it. But the thing about whatever it is about us that we portray to other people or that other people see, we've got to always realize that until we're willing to open up ourselves, whatever we see in someone else isn't going to help. Because, like we were saying before the show started, if you can't look into someone's eyes, and I'm a big eye kind of person. If you can't look into someone's eyes, which shows you their face, you're never going to truly understand them, because that is, you can call it the windows to the soul, or you can call it the fact that actually you're looking at that person, not around that person.
I couldn't agree more. And I think I naturally, and we said this before, as far as the face reading, this disassessment and stuff like that, we were just intuitive to know these things before we actually had names or different things like that. Tammy, welcome. Big hug to you too. And so, in talking about faces and facing facts, I really think that when we when we see things in other people, I think it's important to say, if you don't trust your intuition, I think tools like this allow you to feel more confident. And that is why I got into knowing about physiognomy, is because I had these feelings about people, and I was like, is this just my ego? Is this just something I'm assuming? Are these things that are truly mappable? And I'll tell you what, it's been really nice that I can tell people by their eyebrows what kind of, and one side is your outer side and the other side is your outer, your business world sense. And it's allowed me to know how to approach people, to speak their language, and to also know that there's just so many tools out there, and knowing that these tools at least make sense. It's just like I used to yoga before I even knew there was a yoga. I mean, like, we naturally stretch, right? And then that's why one of them's called downward dog. You look at your dog, he's doing the yoga pose, so we just want to stir you up and make you look and do your own, face your facts yourself, and look these things up yourself, and use these tools to allow you to do personal development. Personal development should be very personal. It doesn't mean that you need Cheryl or I or anybody to coach you. It's your desire to learn who you are and to relate and know how other people are. And that's really what's important in the world today, is to understand that we we have things that happen in our lives that curve our map or curve how we do a disc assessment and stuff. So I really think that knowing that these tools are out there and modalities are things that empower you to feel like, okay, there might be a science or there might be something to this. And so, how long have you done the disc assessment thing? or how did you get involved or find out about it, or did you think, oh, this isn't true? I mean, tell me a little bit about that real quick.
Actually, I kind of walked across it, just I don't remember what I was searching for one day. And it intrigued me because I've always been a person studier. I mean, I've watched people since I was very, very young. And all of a sudden, it looked like a new tool. And so I just made up my mind one day that I wanted to learn what what made people tick really, not what I felt made them tick. And so I went and did it, and then I got to the first level, and that got me more interested in the second level, and then I took it all the way to the advanced stages, because there's so much in us that if we know, we can see how other people are. Till you know yourself, and you know this, Lynn, till you know yourself, you really can't learn what other people are. I mean, I could have started and just told Lynn what she was, but till I did mine, I had to realize where I had the holes, for lack of a better word, and I had to work at fixing them. And because being the way my disc reads, I'm a very quick talker. I mean, really, if I would talk at my normal speed, everybody would be cutting this off about right now. So I just had to learn to change my pace.
I love your accent too. So at
I don't have
least,
an accent either.
oh yeah, right. Like they tell me I have no accent either. But again, and I can answer the question as far as getting a physiognomy was through the library. They had some free courses, and I took those, and but it gave me a sense of uh, it gave me a sense of understanding that I do, I do. I've been reading people's faces, but now I can understand it and comprehend and come from that level. And it gave me a sense of a tool that I needed. And Bruce, thanks for being here. See ourselves and how others see us. You want to answer that, Sheryl?
Sure, Bruce. That kind of gives it's kind of a twofold thing. You can see how other people see you, but mostly it gives you more of a perspective of how you're seen by other people. But you're answering these questions. So that's honestly how you are. We tend to hide our imperfections as we try to talk to people. And so if everybody's looking at you like you're a pain in the butt, and you're not, you pretty much are. You're just not seeing that side of you.
Right.
So more so the way other people see you, that's where I had to change most of mine. The things that it showed me that I thought were totally wrong. And the good way to do it is ask somebody, and like they agree with the paper. It gives you a chance. Then you can still, because I came off as, I don't want to say a bitch, but I was wide open, 90 miles an hour. I mean, I mowed through the world. And but I didn't think I did. I thought I was this nice southern person. And all I was doing was I was alienating, especially a lot of females,
Well,
because they saw me for what I was doing, not for what I thought I was.
I'm kind of chuckling here because it just reminds me of the times that, you know, we sit there and we don't seem to understand that people are understanding us, and yet it has a lot to do about you than it does them. And so when the reality hits, if you're going to do this assessment thing, I would highly recommend that you swallow a pill and it's looking in the mirror. It's just like like that commercial for the DNA, right? Where people are like, oh, I don't like the Jews, I don't like this, I don't like this, I don't like that, and then they find out they are what they don't like.
Mhm. And a
You
lot of
know,
times that's what we show, because yeah, if you try to be that other person, and sometimes the harder you try to be something, the worse you get at it.
right?
And so if you can alter in the direction that you want to be seen, again, your core won't change, but you can alter, then
Well,
it puts a new light on people and what they think of you.
it truly comes down, and my perspective is that if we start to be more compassionate with ourselves and see ourselves for how other people see us, but it's none of our business, but it is our business if we want to communicate with them. So you've got to have compassion with yourself. If you don't have compassion with yourself, you truly don't have will never ever have compassion or empathy for anyone else. And so that's why I think in the world we get what we give out, because we were ignorant and didn't know any better, and we thought that what we knew was correct. But there's many ways to get to Sesame Street. You just got to go and start going there. I mean, it's just the GPS will give you more than one way to get there, and it just depends whether you want to take the long way, the short way, or whatever way. And those are the things we wanted to leave you with today, was with some face the facts and look these things up. Consider the fact that you may have, there's so much things, including the internet, that keep us so busy from having that alone time and figuring us out. But the more time you spend knowing yourself, the better you can understand, relate to everyone else. Anything closing here, Cheryl, before we leave? I think you're frozen. I think she is frozen. I think I'm gonna have to close out the show by myself here. Shadow! Cheryl. Oh, look at that. She is gone. And with that, I'm going to wrap this up here anyhow. I hope that this brought some light to you guys as far as facing the facts and looking within yourself so that you can be better off helping other people and like they say, put the mask on yourself before you help others. And true, nothing ever was as true as this is look within, figure yourself out, be compassionate, get out of your own way, and then help others. So, love you. Have a great day. Bye. On behalf of Cheryl and I, we love you and we'll see you next week. Bye.